It's day two of a double-header weekend here at the PEMR circuit in South Wales for the 2023 Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, and around 50 drivers are here to do battle across 7 different classes. With just one round to go after this in October at Knockhill in Scotland, it's certainly all to play for in all our classes here today. Joint overall championship leaders are Lee Wood in Classic with his Escort, and Fred Ling in his Ford Fiesta in the Super Modified division, but there's plenty more entertainment besides the battle for overall honours, not least because we're using a different circuit layout to round 6, day 1 of the weekend. Alex Fletcher will now take us on a lap of the anti-clockwise circuit layout here at PEMR. It's a longer run down to the first corner this time. Cars, as opposed to the clockwise layout, turn right onto the loose at Paddock Corner and head out towards the back straight through this fairly long left-hander at Carter's Curve. The track will cut up quite a bit as the day goes on through there, and it's hard onto the power for the back straight. Speedway Straight as it's known, the speed really mounting in this direction on the tarmac, down towards the left-hander at the Brooklands hairpin. Then it's a run back onto the infield through the right-hander at Toyo, over the old runway here at this former airfield circuit, over what will be the finish line through the tyre stacks there, through this long left-hander at Senna, which then tightens into the left-hander onto the infield at Ollie's, and back over the infield once again. That's a lap of the anti-clockwise layout here at PEMR, and Alex Fletcher, our camera car there, is on pole for the MOT Group production category, the Honda Civic. He had a heat win earlier on, as did the man alongside him, Martin Peters. Completing the front row, Will Noon in his Renault Clio. A welcome maiden victory for him in heat number 2 of the 3 qualifying races earlier on. The green light is on and away we go. 5 laps for the MOT Group production category. They charge their way down towards the first corner at Paddock on this anti-clockwise layout. Fletcher gets away well. Noon up there on the outside in the Clio. They go straight onto the loose this time. Noon's gone wide, drops back into 3rd place. James Ash behind him in the Citroen C2, and Kestutis Butkus in the Suzuki Swift rounds out the field. They go into Speedway Straight for the first time. Sadly, one car not out in this second day of this doubleheader weekend. Mark Henry, his Alfa Romeo broke its transmission right at the very end of the A final on Saturday when he was on for 3rd place. He crossed the line in 5th. That car sadly not repairable for the second day of action, so Mark having to sit this round out, and the Buckinghamshire drivers' title hopes have taken a big dent as a result. Fletcher and Peters, the two fighting for the lead of the points in production. It's Alex Fletcher looking for an A final double win. He won here on the clockwise layout on Saturday. Second double-header weekend of the season here at the PEMR circuit for the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship. 1 round to go after this in October at Knockhill in Scotland. Great to see Will Noon up there. He's got through into 3rd place in the Clio after running wide in the early stages. A first ever heat win for him earlier on. There's James Ash in 4th in the little Citroen C2. And Kestutis Butkus rounds out the field in the Suzuki Swift, newcomer to Rallycross this season. Production category aimed at the newcomer. These little standard hatchbacks, only minimal modifications allowed, only really safety modifications really, the roll cage safety harness and so on, aimed at the beginner to the great sport of Rallycross. The Clubman's Rallycross Championship, very much a friendly series, great atmosphere in the paddock. Alex Fletcher continues lead, a bit of a lock-up there for Will Noon in the X-Mark Finch Clio. Makes his way around the Brooklands hairpin, then it's over the little loop onto the infield there at Toyo, out towards the long left at Senna, through the tyre stacks. That'll form the finish line. See the checkered flag out from the volunteer marshals. Big thank you as always to them, the Orange family. We couldn't go racing without our volunteer marshals, and indeed all the other officials here at PEMR, and with the BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship manager John Rook, coordinator Jordine Crooks, and everybody else involved. So fairly well spread out now around the PEMR circuit. Alex Fletcher in the clear, the Loughborough College Weir Tool sponsored Honda Civic Type R. He's competed in the modified category as well in the past. Looking for the production championship this year to be his 2nd Rallycross title, if he were to stay ahead of Martin Peters, who led the points in the early part of the season. Look at the Clio there of Will Noon lifting a wheel as they come through the left-hander at Ollie's. force their way back onto the infield once again on the penultimate lap of this 5-lap race. Rallycross races may be short, but they are very tough. One of the circuits visited by the Championship Rail car breakers. They go to Blyton Park in Lincolnshire, so to the home of Rallycross Linden Hill in Kent, the finale in Scotland at Knockhill. That's a bit of a car breaker. The bottom straight at Knockhill, the back straight is known by some as the Big Dipper. Bounce your car to bits. Into the final lap we go then. There is Alex Fletcher, the very smart Loughborough College Honda Civic, looking for another A final win. The motorsport students, which look after this car, very pleased indeed to see their efforts being rewarded by their lecturer and driver Alex Fletcher. Pulled away from Martin Peters in the Citroën Saxo in second place. Used to be nearly all Citroëns and Peugeot 106s in this series. Great to see a bit of variety creeping in. Here comes Alex Fletcher. We'll ride on board with him as he comes towards the checkered flag. Alex Fletcher punches the air as he crosses the line to win the Production A final. It's a double for him this weekend on Pembray's 2 circuit layouts. Peters second and Noon just holds on for third. His best ever meeting so far at the wheel of the Clio, stays ahead of James Ash. And here comes Kęstutis Butkus, newcomer this year to Rallycross in his Suzuki Swift. He'll come in to complete the finishers in P5. Great shame we haven't got Mark Henry out there as well. That's sadly put an end to his hopes of taking the title this year. It is Alex Fletcher who picks up the victory. Just over 3 seconds clear of Martin Peters at the flag, with Will Noon just holding on ahead of James Ash to take his best ever result in third, and Kęstutis Butkus completing the 5 finishes in our MOT Group Production A final.
What a superb race that was, and here with me is the winner, Mr. Alex Fletcher.
You're right, Steve. Yeah, that was tricky. I mean, all the guys have been on pace today. We've been everyone. I think everyone has won a heat, so it's been so closely fought. It's been ridiculous today. So I really didn't think I was going to get that. I honestly thought Martin Peters was going to get me off the line. Thankfully, I made a rocket ship start. I don't know where that came from, but my word, I surprised myself. So no, it's brilliant. It's the first time I've done the double at Pembury. So just mega for the college and for Weira Tools and all our sponsors. It's just exactly what we need and what all the students like to see as well. They want to be winning, working on a winning car. So just brilliant, just brilliant. We both won yesterday, myself and Gary Cook in the super modifieds, and obviously myself today, and Gary's literally about to start, so I'm watching over your shoulder. So no, brilliant.
Yeah, and how many students have you got with you? Because they've been working on both cars over both today and yesterday for round 6.
Yeah, so we've brought away 9 students with us, male and female, so we've got a real good army here today. Yeah. They've been enjoying themselves and getting stuck in and enjoying the sun. Like, wow, where's this come from? It's Wales. So yeah, but no, they've worked really hard and they've got a lot from it, so that's what we're all about and that's what we need to be doing, so great.
Yeah. Well, always good to see a happy, smiley face, and you usually see that with you, Alex. Many congratulations, well done, and we'll see you at Knockhill.
You certainly will. Thank you, Steve. Yep, all down to the wire at Knockhill, so brilliant. Look forward to it.
Well done. Cheers.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you.
4x4 action next up here at Pembrey, the Mac G Racing Modified 4x4 and Clubman 4x4, although the lone Clubman entry sadly is a non-starter, Graham Reed with his Nissan Pulsar. There's a bit of smoke there coming from one of the BMW Mini Countryman All-4s. I think that's Max Langmaid's car, and he is beaten away by the Mitsubishi of Thomas Ramanauskas, hat-trick heat winner earlier on in his Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4. 2 BMW Mini All-4 Countryman cars. It's Max Langmaid in the black car, David Bell in behind him in the white car. Let's hope that smoke doesn't prove terminal and impending terminal problems here. Saw it smoking in round 6 on Saturday, that car. It's Ramanauskas who leads the way in the Lancer Evo 4, looking for his second A final win of the weekend, looking to retain his modified 4x4 title this year. His main rival Chris Baker in his Subaru not out this weekend, out with a blown engine sadly. Through all these they go on this opening lap here at the Pembrey circuit. It's Graham Reed, the only entry in the Clubman 4x4 division for the more powerful cars. That suffered problems in the heats, unfortunately. Third in the A final in on the clockwise circuit in round 6 yesterday. shame the Scotsman hasn't been able to make the A final here. It is quick but fairly fragile at this Santolsa. Battle is on for the BMW Mini All 4 honours. These cars created by the Bell family. David Bell runs a very large rallycross team of various BMW Minis. His father Tony, a successful rallycrosser before him, achieved great fame in the Toyota Corolla WRC a few years ago. Chasing Max Langmaid, David Bell. Max, the former short oval mini stocks racer from the southwest of England. Just about hanging on in the battle of these slightly unorthodox looking cars. Rather boxy cars, the Mini Countryman, but pretty effective in rallycross. Can Max catch the Mitsubishi of the Lithuanian Thomas Ramanauskas out in front? David Bell chasing hard. He had a couple of heat wins in round 6. It was Ramanauskas who won all 3 heats earlier on today. The way the heats work is there's 3 heats for each category, and each driver's best 2 results determines their grid position for the A final. Ramanauskas won all 3. He could have sat out heat 3 and still got pole position because he got 2 wins in heats 1 and 2, but he chose not to. He chose to continue on. Max Langmaid had 3 second places in the 3 heats, and David Bell 2 thirds and a 4th behind Graham Reed in heat 1. They're starting to close on Ramanauskas now. They are hunting down the Mitsubishi. See, the gap has come down a little as they go through Toyo. Across what will be the finish line in a couple of laps' time. Through the left at Senna into this tight left hairpin at Ollie's. And then back towards the loose section at Paddock again. It's a beautiful sunny weekend. It's been perfect weather here at the Pembrey circuit. Bell still putting Langmaid under pressure for BMW Mini honours. They have their own subclass in the championship to fight for. Ramanauskas looking set to take the overall 4x4 title, coming through the start, his final lap this time. Of course, the points in all the categories added together at the end of the season to give the overall champion. Incidentally, if you win the overall championship, you can't also win your category title. It's 1 championship per driver to give more drivers a chance of success, thanks to a quirk in the BTRDA's rules. Under steering a bit wide there, Thomas Ramanauskas. Langmaid's pulled away a little bit from David Bell, only by a car's length or so. Keeping the Mitsubishi in sight there. They go into Speedway Straight. It's looking good for Thomas Ramanauskas. A puff of smoke there. As I say that, is the Mitsubishi in trouble? They are closing him down. Yes, Ramanauskas is in trouble. Back to Langmaid trying to get round the outside. Bell at the inside. They go either side of him. Oh dear, I think I put the curse of the commentator on him there. Sorry, Thomas. And Max Langmaid snatches the win ahead of David Bell. Yes, looks like the engine's let go, unfortunately, in the Mitsubishi. He crawls across the line in 3rd place. Oh dear. Disaster for Ramanauskas. He'll win his subclass, the modified 4x4, but it's the 2 BMW Minis that get home in 1st and 2nd. Fair bit of smoke from Max Langmaid's car there as well, but he's taken the overall A final victory, taking the win over David Bell by less than a second. And poor Thomas Ramanauskas, the engine let go literally within sight of the checkered flag, and he comes home in 3rd place in our combined 4x4 A final.
With me is Max Langmaid, looking rather happy after quite a battle. You've had quite a weekend of it with 2 cylinders rather than all 4 on many occasions.
Yeah, the car's certainly not too healthy at the minute. We've had quite the week, certainly. The workshop, we had an engine failure, so we've been battling with that this weekend. She's been chugging a bit of smoke out as we've been driving around the pits. But yeah, out on track she's been perfect. Absolutely phenomenal. The final was spectacular. I had David behind me for most of the race, and then coming into the last lap, last bend, I don't know what happened to Thomas, but a bit of smoke came out, and I managed to slip around the outside and take advantage of an unfortunate event for him.
Yeah. Well, it's been great watching you all weekend, racing away, although often you can see where you've been with the puff of smoke behind you, but hopefully you can get things fixed before the next round.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully. I mean, we couldn't do it on our own. My sponsors all over the car, Autodynamics especially. I mean, you guys are pretty spectacular. You got James and Kieran down there. who specialise in wiring looms and a dyno. Absolutely amazing. Their knowledge is endless. So a massive shout out to you guys. GSF Car Parts, T7 Designs, AirTech Motorsport. That's just to name a few. They're absolutely amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. And my parents, of course.
Of course, but then not to take anything away from you for pedalling very, very well, and still in your first season in senior rallycross.
Yeah, well, I mean, can't take that away from me, I guess.
No.
First time here with the BTRDA in this car. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you at the next round at Knock Hill.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Max.
One of our overall championship contenders on pole position for our next race, the SG Haulage and Rotec Limited Super Modified category. Fred Ling in the Fiesta ST is the man on pole. Few problems at the start of that one, possibly a jump start back in the pack, but it is Ling on pole. Todd Crooks alongside in the BMW Mini. Gary Cook completes the front row in the Loughborough College Fiesta ST. Looks like Richard Moore may have been the culprit there, moves to the back of the grid, and he's not got away. Now he has in the Mercedes SLK, so it looks like possibly a penalty for him. We're on board with Gary Cook in the Fiesta as they go into Paddock Bend for the first time, side by side there with Cameron Whitley. What a super start by the VW Polo Turbo. He's up in the second place ahead of Todd Crooks. Our camera car Gary Cook in fourth place. That was a great getaway by Cam Whitley in that VW Polo. It's only a couple of meetings into his career. Todd Crooks up the inside into the hairpin. He goes through onto braking into Brooklands and up into second, and now going clear is Crooks. He had a heat win earlier on, but it was Fred Ling that won the other two to give him pole for the A final. Coming under pressure now, Whitley from Gary Cook. Look at him lifting that rear wheel and nearly going straight on at Ollie's. In behind them, there was nearly contact between the two of them as well. And in behind them is Phil Chicken in the Citroen C2. As though Gary Cook was going to tip over there, going into the left-hander at Ollie's there, the Loughborough College Fiesta. We're on board with him, chasing Cameron Whitley. Used to compete in a Ford Focus in the production category a couple of years ago. Having a go on the outside, looks like the Fiesta quicker in a straight line. He goes around the outside, can he hold it? Yes, he can. Very late on the brakes. Gary Cook is really taking some risks here. And Whitley's dropping back after that flying start because the Citroen C2 of Phil Chicken has got through as well. Gary Cook failed to finish the A final in round 6, got punted off on the first corner. He's really flinging that Fiesta around in the colours of Wera Tools. Behind him is the Citroen C2 of Phil Chicken, but it's Fred Ling in the lead ahead of Todd Crooks. Fred won the first two heats, then sat out heat 3, having already guaranteed himself pole for the A final. And looking for his 6th A final win in 7 events this year. He's won all 6 he's contested. He missed the round at Blyton, round 4. But other than that, he is unbeaten. Second place is Todd Crooks. He's had a bit of mechanical bad luck this year with the BMW Mini, but he's up there in second. He's had a couple of heat wins across the course of the weekend. Well, Gary Cook is certainly saving on tyre wear because most of the time when he's cornering, he's only got 3 wheels on the ground. Phil Chicken in 4th place, then it's Whitley. Further back we've got Stephen Ratu, the returnee this weekend in his MGZR, and Richard Moore, who had to start from the back of the grid in his Mercedes SLK V8. A bit of contact in yesterday's A final with Cameron Whitley and had a spin going into the end of Speedway Straight. Well, there's our leader. Fred Ling leaving everyone else behind once again. A couple of other cars that were out in the heats. Max Weatherly in his Suzuki Swift Sports only competed in Heat 1. He's racing in the CrossCar, FA CrossCar buggies this weekend. And also Dale Singleton not out in this A final. Newcomer this weekend, the Irishman in his Ford KA Sports, didn't make it out for the A final. There is Richard Moore in that very beefy looking V8 engine Mercedes. Doesn't look much like a rallycross car, but has had an A final win this year. Taking him a couple of years to perfect it. There's Crooks in second place, the West Midlands based driver. Clive Claudine, the coordinator of the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship, and has competed on a few occasions herself. Britain's fastest nurse, as we call her. There's so much work behind the scenes. Todd chasing hard here, but he's not going to catch Fred Ling. Fred will keep his joint that overall championship lead with Lee Wood. He'll have to wait to see what Lee does in the Classic A final in his Escort. Fredling comes through Toyo for the last time, up to the checkered flag. It's another A final win, number 6 this year for Fredling. Todd Crooks completes his best weekend of the season so far with 2nd place. Further back in the order, there's Cameron Whitley in the Turbo Polo. Behind him, Stephen Ratu. Good to have him back in Rallycross after a few years away. 3rd goes to Gary Cook. 4th for Phil Chicken in the C2. Pulling off there after the flag with some problems, just about making it home. And Ratu and Richard Moore completing the finishers in our super modified A final. Great variety in this category, but they're all having to give best to one man. Fredling, another A final win for the Fiesta. 3 seconds clear of Todd Crooks at the flag. Gary Cook, having failed to finish yesterday, makes up for it with the podium here. Then Phil Chicken in 4th place, Cameron Whitley in 5th, highest 2nd after that flying start. Stephen Ratu and Richard Moore completing the podium. A couple of non-starters, Max Weatherly and Dale Singleton, our SG Haulage Super Modified A.
Well, Fred, it seems like only one round ago that we were talking after your final win there. So, but surely winning never gets boring.
No, I don't think if anyone was doing this sport, I think they would. If they said they were bored of winning, I think it's time to hang the helmet up. But no, yeah it was a brilliant start, and was able to sort of not manage the gap, but I got enough of a gap that it was sort of comfortable enough that I knew if I didn't make any mistakes, I should hopefully be able to bring it home. And here I'm standing. So over the moon.
Yeah, quite rightly so. Well ridden, well driven all day. But, another happy victory.
Yeah, the car has been faultless. I've got to say once again, thanks to my dad and also Lance. They make my life a lot easier on race days. I can just sort of get out of the car and chill for a bit, which is nice. You do get the adrenaline, it goes, you peak and you trough, but without the help of them two, I wouldn't be able to be standing today. And we've turned out a car that's normally looking fairly presentable, and it's been pretty quick this year. So can't ask for more. Can't ask for more at all.
Well, I am going to ask for more. I want to see what happens at Knock Hill.
Yeah, I mean, we live down in Kent. I looked the other day, I think 484 miles one way. So it's going to be a 1,000-mile road trip. Yeah. But it looks like it's going to be a road trip we're going to have to do now, because I've never been in this position before. I think it'd be silly to throw it away. I mean, I'm not taking it for granted. I know that next year a quicker, better car can come along. I mean, we've had, unfortunately, the KA today, the old Tony Lynch KA of Dale broke down. He was unbelievably fast yesterday. So, I don't want to take anything for granted this year. So I think we're making the trip to Scotland, I think. First time ever in Scotland, so I'll prepare myself.
Good man, and double points as well.
Yeah, double points. I know, I'm not sure how Lee's getting on in his Escort at the moment. I know he's my competition overall. I'm sure he's going to win. He always does. So down to the wire in Scotland. We'll have to see how it goes.
Can't wait.
One mate racing next up here at Pembrey, the Bone Street Autos BMW Mini Rallycross category. Round 6 was won by Ben Sayer, the championship leader. He is on pole, but he's made a very hesitant start there from pole position, and looks like it's Lynn Llewellyn, the local man returning to Rallycross after over 30 years away, who leads the way. Somebody going off on the outside there. I'll try and identify that in a moment. A few cars running out wide. I think that might have been Alan Laidler who ran wide there. It's Lynn Llewellyn who leads the way ahead of Wesley Wickens in second position. Abby McGuinness in third place. Lynn Llewellyn had a heat win earlier on. His first Rallycross events this weekend since 1986, would you believe? Well, there is Ben Sayer. A very poor start from pole position. He finds himself mired back in the pack. Had a heat win earlier on. Wesley Wickens and Lynn Llewellyn won the other two, their first and second. Ben Sayer attacking Leanne Sedgwick, one of a couple of ladies in this race, for fourth position as they fight their way onto the infield once again. Sedgwick under fire from Sayer, the championship leader in the Sayers Road Tankers Cup. Chasing out Leanne Sedgwick there, the former stock car racer. Abby McGuinness, an ex-short oval racer too in the mini stocks, the junior formula. Behind them, Harvey Harmon in the blue car. It's another blue machine leading that of Lynn Llewellyn. Wesley Wickens in second place, the esports competitor, moving from sim racing to the real thing this season. Going to complete another lap side by side almost there. Ben Sayer all over the back of Leanne Sedgwick. This could harm his championship hopes if he can't get through towards the front of the field. It is very close in the points in this division. Wickens up there, also McGuinness as well. She's desperate for another A final win after a lot of bad luck earlier in the season. So Harvey Harman was on the podium in second in yesterday's events on the clockwise course. Gus Glass up behind the battle there as well in the number 20 car. He was taken out with some contact with Alan Laidler on the first lap of the round 6A final. Laidler, who went wide on the first corner onto the grass and dropped back. He's trying to catch the field up here, the ex-Citroen Saxo racer. Trying to go around the outside there. Ben Sayer is getting desperate here. It is still Glyn Llewellyn who leads the way, chased by Wesley Wickens. Had an A final win earlier this season, if memory serves me right, at Linden Hill in Kent, the home of Rallycross, where the first ever Rallycross event was held in 1967, won by the great motorsport all-rounder Vic Elford in a Porsche 911 of all things. Seen a few Porsches in Rallycross over the years. The only one currently competing is the Boxster of Michelle Swallow in the super modified division. Not here this weekend though. Leanne Sedgwick defending here from Ben Sayer. They're still side by side as they go over the line to start their fourth lap out of 5. The first 3 have got away. Llewellyn, Wickens and McGuinness. Ben Sayer just cannot get through. Leanne Sedgwick is driving the widest BMW Mini in the country right now. Look at Glyn Llewellyn out in front. His first Rallycross for 37 years. He is loving this. Can he hold off Wesley Wickens? Wickens tries to outbrake him, going down into Brooklands hairpin. Can't quite get alongside. Going up to start their final lap. Is it going to be a fairy tale comeback win for Glyn Llewellyn? Wickens goes wide. Tries to cut back in. McGuinness rather on her own in third. A lot of understeer there for Leanne Sedgwick, but she's somehow still holding on ahead of Ben Sayer, the championship leader in the Sayers Road Tankers number 77. Wesley Wickens is running out of time to take the lead here. Is the comeback man Glyn Llewellyn going to take the victory? Going for the outside, Wesley Wickens on the hairpin. He won't get round there. His last chance will be at Toyo on the infield. I don't think he's going to do it. It's going to be a comeback victory for Glyn Llewellyn. Only just, they finish side by side. Llewellyn just hangs on to it. Wickens second, McGuinness third. And is Leanne Sedgwick going to hang on for fourth? Yes, she does, ahead of Ben Sayer, Harvey Harman and Gus Glass. Goodness me, a spectacular close race there for the BMW Minis. There's Alan Laidler. Never really recovered, sadly, from running wide on the first corner. He's going to come in to finish 8th. Well, the BMW Mini category have certainly been lively over the course of this weekend at Pembrey in both directions. The win goes to Glyn Llewellyn by 1/10 of a second, well, about 300ths of a second, in fact, over Wesley Wickens. Abby McGuinness in third, then Leanne Sedgwick holding off Ben Sayer all the way, and Harvey Harman, Gus Glass, and finally Alan Laidler. Brilliant A final for the Bone Street Autos BMW Minis.
Was a new face to the top step of the podium. Congratulations, Lynn.
Thank you.
How was the race for you?
Superb. I've had a real enjoyable weekend. It's my first Rallycross, so something different to get used to, but I really enjoyed it.
So can I presume then that you might join us again for the next round?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah, something I'm looking at doing next year. Yeah.
Oh, good man. Why Rallycross? What have you been doing before?
I've been doing rallying for a number of years, but I've always fancied having a go. And it's only since I met Adrian Turner, who was into a Rallycross, he convinced me to have a go in his car. And that's where we are now.
Well, I'm glad to see it. It's always great to welcome a new face to the Rallycross paddock. And so, any problems during the day, or has it been straightforward?
None at all. The cars run really well, no problems whatsoever. Been really good.
Just as well in such a closely contested category where these near identical BMW Minis.
Yeah, it's a very competitive class, and you're up against a lot of young talent which are very, very quick. So I was glad, I was quite happy to come where I am. So it's all been good.
You put your marker in the sand, and we'll see what happens.
Hopefully next year we'll be back at it again.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Well, my congratulations to you. Great win. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
On to the Melius Limited pre-1995 Classic A final, and the red flags came out on the first running. Contact sending Mark Jones, the local man, spinning off in his Toyota MR2. He was left stranded on the exit of Senna. Lee Wood was leading the way at the time of the stoppage in his Ford Escort Mark II by a handsome margin as always, but he had to do it all again. Ready for the restart then here at Pembrey. There's only 3 cars out there. Lee Wood on pole in the Mark II Escort, the championship leader, and one driver getting out of his car there at the back. That's Ryan Stutchbury. He's had a problem on the grid. We've lost another car in what's an already depleted field for the Melius Limited Pre-95 Classic category. We lost Mark Jones in the first running of this race after a bit of contact. It looks like we're down to just 2 cars, unfortunately. It's a match race between Lee Wood and Jamie McBain in the green Peugeot 205. The green light comes on. Ryan Stutchbury abandons his car on the starting grid with problems, takes the crash helmet off. He's out before the race gets underway. And it is Lee Wood, the joint championship leader, coming into this weekend with Fred Ling, who sets off into the lead ahead of the R1 Motorsport Peugeot of Jamie McBain. So we lost Mark Jones after that contact in the first running. He was sent spinning onto the grass at Senna. The red flags came out, and the local man in his MR2, the Marks Motors car, couldn't take the restart. We also lost Dan Swayland's Mark 1 Escort earlier on in the heats with a few problems as well. Missing a few regular runners in the Melius Limited Pre-95 Classic division this weekend, unfortunately. No John Cross with the Lancia Stratos, no David Ewing either with the Ford Fiesta Evo. So it is a straight 2-car match race in the round 7A final. Lee Wood looking for his 6th A final win this year. The only time he's been beaten was at Blighton in round 4 when his engine blew at the end of heat 3 and he wasn't able to compete in the A final. John Cross who won on that occasion in the Stratos clone. Jamie McBain keeping up the chase of the Escorts. Jamie McBain 12 months ago won the A final, his first ever A final on the anti-clockwise circuit here at Pembrey, with an audacious lunge down the inside into the Brooklands hairpin. And I don't think he's going to catch Lee Wood. We go into the final lap. He's keeping the Escort in sight. Jamie McBain does a bit of rallying in the off-season just to keep his hand in. That beautiful body-kitted Peugeot 205 prepared by R1 Motorsports. Real shame we haven't got Ryan Stutchbury's example out there as well. So the remnants of the classic field is sadly a weekend of attrition for them. Is going to be headed home by Lee Wood. It's going to be a final win, number 6 this year. He'll keep his joint lead in the championship with Fred Ling. He takes the checkered flag. 2nd place goes to Jamie McBain. 6 wins out of 7 rounds for Lee Wood then. It's all going to go down to the finale in Scotland where double points are on offer. Lee Wood taking the win by a couple of seconds there ahead of the pursuing Peugeot of McBain. Ryan Stutchbury sadly not getting off the line. We lost Mark Jones and Dan Swayland earlier on in the event in our Melius Limited Pre-95 Classic A5.
Well, after a slightly strange final in the Classic category, I'm pleased to see my old friend Lee Wood, who's back on the top step of the podium. Strange victory for you though today, Lee.
Yeah, it was a nice sort of 11.5 lap final really, which is quite tiring in these conditions and puts the car under a bit of strain, but the rules are rules, and we had to go out again, but the cars obviously suffer, the heat, and you really need after a sort of a race to sort of have a little spanner check and a little go over before going out again, but a little amount of time doesn't give you any time for that. So
you've got to preserve the car and after all preserve your position, not just leading the Classic category, but also yourself and Fred Ling, I believe, are still tied for overall victory.
Yeah, I mean that was I didn't really sort of look at that, to be honest. I just like to race, but it was made aware that that's the situation now, that we're tied on points, and I think that goes down to Knockhill now. So it'll make a good final, and we'll see how we get on.
Well, absolutely, and of course you're playing for double points as well.
Double bubble. So whatever that will do.
And double bubble for this weekend. Yesterday round 6 victory, today round 7 victory, and one happy Lee Wood.
Yeah, very happy. I can't fault the car. It's done what it's needed to do. the driver's probably feeling it more than anything, and it'll be a long home drive tonight, but you know, we've done what we needed to do, so I'm very happy with that.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you in sunny Scotland in a few weeks' time.
I'll bring my wets.
Next up on track here at Pembrey, the AVM Motors Junior Rallycross category, and it's Will Ovenden, double heat winner on pole position in the red Suzuki Swift, heading a selection of Swifts plus the Citroen C2 of Harvey Hutchinson off the lines. A good start by round 6 winner Tyler McAlpin, trying to get up alongside there on the run to the first corner. Great to see Teddy McPherson qualifying on the front row as well. The newcomer this year in the grey car, but he's dropped back on the outside line. Corey Paget stuck back in the pack as well. He had some problems in the heats. He missed heat 3 earlier after problems in heat 2. Will Ovenden it is who has the lead then. McAlpin in second place, and it's Ben Bartlett up into third, one of our newcomers this year, ahead of Ben Crossley in fourth position. Ovenden a double heat winner. The other heat went to Tyler McAlpin, the winner in clockwise direction in round 6 on this weekend on Saturday. Will Ovenden needs to get back to winning ways here after being beaten yesterday, because he is still in with a shout of the overall championship this year if Fred Ling or Lee Wood should hit problems in the final round at Knockhill in Scotland. Couple points on offer there, of course. Long way to Scotland from, well, it's a long way to South Wales from Will Ovenden's base near Liddon Hill down in Kent. Ovenden family, all of them rallycrossers. Done some circuit racing as well. Tom Ovenden, currently leading the Mini Challenge Trophy category, and supported the BTCC a couple of times this year. There's Ben Crossley in fourth place, Teddy McPherson next. There is Corey Paget, a troubled day for him. Back in the pack in this one. Holly Woolley and Harvey Hutchinson in the Citroen C2 rounding out the field. Harvey, one of our newcomers, taking on the might of the Suzukis that have dominated this division over the years. The only other car we've seen really break the Suzuki dominance is the Jeekins family's Nissan Micra in recent times, but that got rolled at Liddon by Jimmy Jeekins, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll see it back out at Knockhill. Down Speedway straight they go. These little 1300cc Suzuki Swifts. They're compact cars, but they're pretty quick. Some of these drivers as young as 14 years of age. Training ground for the Rallycross stars of tomorrow, but that said, we have seen a junior driver become overall Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross champion in the past. Luke Constantine has taken the title in a Swift. Tyler McAlpin is right with Will Ovenden now, putting him under pressure. He wants a double victory this weekend. There's the little Citroen of Harvey Hutchinson, pressing on at the tail of the field, just learning his craft with every turn of the wheel. That's what this category is all about. Now, can Tyler McAlpin get a run on Will Ovenden here down to the hairpin? He's on the outside. Is he going to try and switch back across and slingshot past? No, he's going for the outside line. I don't think he'll get round him at Brooklands. Towards the infield section, very evenly matched, these little Suzukis. 2 laps to go from Will Ovenden, the man from Kent. McAlpin up the outside. White car with the bright yellow flashes, almost reminiscent of the Brawn GP livery of 2009, isn't it? All over the tail of Will Ovenden's car. Still in third place is Ben Bartlett, the top newcomer this year. Ben Crossley and Teddy McPherson behind him. See there in the background. Corey Paget mired back in the traffic in this one, unfortunately. A quiet weekend for the other regular winner in this category. Going round to start their final lap this time on this hot and sunny Sunday here at Pembrey. Can Tyler McAlpin find a way by for a second day final win of the weekend, a third of the season? What a fantastic year, Tyler. Still in contention for the junior title. Of course, if Will Ovenden were to win the overall title, he couldn't be junior champion as well because of the quirk of the rules where drivers can only win one title in a season. If Will Ovenden were to win the overall title, then McAlpin would likely take the junior category. Going for the outside here on the hairpin. That's a brave move by Tyler McAlpin. He doesn't quite make it though. I don't think he's going to do it. Lost his chance there, just ran a bit too deep into the hairpin. It's going to be Will Ovenden who wins the Junior A final in round 7 of the championship. Great drive by Tyler McAlpin for second. Brilliant drive by Ben Bartlett for third, ahead of Crossley fourth. McPherson in 5th position. Corey Paget rather hobbled in the pack in that one, unfortunately. Holly Woolley comes home for 7th place behind Corey Paget, and Harvey Hutchinson will be the final finisher in the Citroen C2. It's coming down to Brooklands hairpin now. A little bit of a lock-up under braking, so he is trying hard. Second A final finish of the weekend for Harvey Hutchinson. He may be at the tail of the field, but yes, he is learning all the time. We'll see him rise up the grid soon. Will Ovenden takes the win then by just 0.3 of a second over the hard-charging Tyler McAlpin. Ben Bartlett completing the podium for his best result of the season. Then Ben Crossley, Teddy McPherson, Corey Paget back in 6th, then Holly Woolley and Harvey Hutchinson completing the 8 runners in our AVN Motors Junior Rallycross A final.
Here with me is the winner of the junior final. Will, what a race. I just want to check behind you. Tyler McAlpin's been there all afternoon, and he's not there now.
It's been breathing down my neck all day. It's so intense, that final. Probably one of the most stressful finals I've ever had to put up with, but yeah, defended well, and he wasn't going to get past. I was having that one. That was good race.
Yeah, your rear view mirrors must have been full of white with black striped Suzuki Swift.
Yeah, I could see everything on his face. I could see his expression. It was that close, pushing me down the straights. Yeah, he was quick all day, and we were going to struggle to beat him. So made up with that finish. Yeah,
understandably. And once again, it's the two of you duking it out for top slots.
Yeah, it is. It has been all season. We've just been back and forth. But it's going to come down to Knockhill the next round, so that'll be very intense. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
A long old drive up from Kent, but double points to play for.
Yeah, worth the trip down. Yeah, definitely happy with that. And thanks to Dad for all the work. And yeah, it wouldn't be possible without him.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Well done for succeeding in the Welsh Heat, and look forward to seeing you for round 8. In Knockhill.
Yeah, look forward to it. See you there.
Well done, Will.
Onto the grid come the SGS Gases FIA CrossCar Rallycross category. A double heat win for David Attiwell. Yesterday's winner has given him pole position. The other heat won by Will Butler in 111. He's in the middle of the front row. We get underway then down towards that first corner. And it's a great start from the outside by Max Weatherly from 3rd on the grid. Side by side there with Will Butler, who goes wide. He's going to drop back down the order into that first corner. It is, looks like it is Max Weatherly who has held his lead ahead of David Attiwell as they go round into the back straight for the first time. 88 Alex Waterman's got away well. He's up into 3rd place in the car that Callum House, the Rallycross photographer, raced in round 6. Will Butler's back to 5th behind the number 23 machine, which is Luke Holly. Ethan Rouse, number 424, completing the field in 6th place. He won a heat in round 6 yesterday, failed to start the A final though. So they make their way around the opening lap and a half of this Pembrey circuit. Of course, the start and finish lines are different places, so it's 5.5 laps effectively for the A finals. David Attiwell looking for his 2nd A final win. Max Weatherly led until a couple of corners from home in round 6. Made a mistake on the loose section on the very last lap and lost the lead to Attiwell. It's Weatherly who leads once again. Been racing in 2 classes this weekend, and his Suzuki Swift Sport in the super modified category. There is the 88 Alex Waterman. Didn't see him in round 6. It was Callum House in that car. He's under pressure from the 23. The SGS Gases car of Luke Holly. Max Weatherly leading the way. He's in a Live TN5 buggy. David Attiwell in the Yakar Cross SXC 850. Intriguing names, very effective and very rapid, very raucous little machines these are, 600 or 850cc. Roar their way around the Pembrey circuit, sounding superb. Really being flung around by the drivers, very agile little machines. You can see the suspension working away. Here's the battle for 3rd, Luke Holly up into 3rd place now. Side by side for 4th, Will Butler, recovering after a slightly slow start, almost banging wheels there with Alex Waterman, but he's got round the outside, going into ollies. That's a move we don't see too often. There's not many cars other than these who can pull off that manoeuvre. I would love to see these machines, I've said in the past on these programmes, I'd love to see these machines on a motocross course, maybe supermoto. Enormous fun, these little buggies. Saw them in action at the Autosport International show in Birmingham in the winter in the live action arena. They were constantly sideways on the slippery surface in there. Just think of the possibilities. I wouldn't mind seeing these ice racing in the winter as well. Here's a battle between the 73 of Max Weatherly and David Attiwell for the lead. There's a little bit of contact possibly there as they went through paddock corner. Max Weatherly determined to hang on in front this time for his first win in the category after coming so close in round 6. Just that slight mistake let David Attiwell through. Attiwell, who used to race in the pre-95 Classic category with a Vauxhall Nova. Charging down the outside on the hairpin, Will Butler, and then he gets the tail hung out on the exit, but he can't quite get ahead of Luke Holly. Into the last lap we go. See the drivers working the steering wheel through the open sides of these buggies. Well strapped in, well protected. You do take quite a buffeting in these little cars though as you ride the bumps. David Attiwell, is he lining up a move here down into the hairpin for the last time? I don't think he's quite close enough. It looks like Max Weatherly this time has done enough. He's got to keep it clean through Brooklands and Toyo for the last time. Here they come, up towards the flag. It's going to be a first ever A-final win for Max Weatherly in the SGS Gases Cross Cars. Second for David Attiwell. Holly comes over in third, then Will Butler fourth. Fifth place goes to Alex Waterman. Ethan Rouse to complete the finishers in the number 424. Here's Yakar Cross buggy, almost a lookalike of the David Attiwell machine. He comes over for P6. So well done indeed to our FIA CrossCar drivers. Enormous fun, those little machines. Max Weatherly taking the win by half a second ahead of David Attiwell. Gets it right this time for his first win in the category. Luke Holly in third, ahead of Will Butler, Alex Waterman and Ethan Rouse, completing the finishes in the SGS Gases FIA CrossCar A final.
Max, I'm used to speaking with you after winning a Swift race, but how does this sort of line up with those victories?
It feels like the first ever win. This is incredible. All the guys have worked so hard. My voice is gone from excitement. This was the best thing we've ever done. We've worked so hard to get this car on top of where the Yakars are, and working so hard, all of us back at our factory here at the track, just constantly changing to finally play that pace. And where it all finally comes together, oh, that's a good feeling for all of us. My voice is gone. I am the happiest man on planet Earth right now, I reckon.
Yeah, well, it looks like it, and it looked that way when you went sailing past me in the paddock just now. So good job we guys to catch up with you in the paddock.
Yeah, thanks for finding me. Yeah, my voice is getting bad. It's been such a journey, obviously transitioning from one to the other, and
with racing the Swift this weekend as well, both round 6 and 7.
Yeah, and the way we've worked on it constantly, these guys are absolute legends, and EDSL Sport, I cannot recommend this as an arrive and drive for any racer more than anything. Having done it with Pete and my journey throughout, this is the best thing I've ever done, and this is the most addictive thing, and then to get that result on top of everything is just overload of emotional amazingness. This is mega. I don't think I will come down from the sky anytime soon. I'm on cloud 9 somewhere, going into space. I don't know how to control myself, Steve.
Well, I don't know whether you'll come down to earth or find your voice first, but whichever way it is, I'm really happy for you, Max. It's delightful. And so really, if anyone wants to start Rallycross, it looks like this is one of the best ways to do it.
This is the way to do it. So Peter Gwynn, go Swift, then get up to the EDSL and go cross-kart racing, because this is just a phenomenal feeling, and what a journey to get here with all our work. And I want to thank Alex Waterman more than anybody else, and my dad, the legend there, and Lewis and Will and Harry and Sam. I know he's at rally somewhere else at the moment, but everyone's got me this far, and it's just so beautiful when it all comes together. And I'm going to probably have a breakdown now because I'm getting emotional. The adrenaline's wearing off.
Well, I'll let you go and get some medication, prescription stuff, and congratulations.
A wonderful Welsh weekend comes to a close for the Autosport International BTRDA Clubman's Rallycross Championship. Just one round to go, and the championship finally poised heading into the finale at Knockhill. Will it be Fredling? Will it be Lee Wood? Or will there be an upset in the double points final round in Scotland? We'll find out in October, in just a few weeks' time, but for now, it's goodbye.